gentlemen, we are live here on this lovely, what is today? The 27th of May, right? Hey, Jay, let me introduce you first. We are very fortunate to have, team lead for the advisory from the lovely state of Arizona, Scottsdale, to be specific, Mr. Jae
Yes.
Pierce. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Rick, how's it going,
That
my
reminds you
man?
of your old days, right? When you were on stage, people clapping?
Yeah, you know what? You never get tired of it. You never get tired of it. Let's just say that. Never get tired of it. Yeah, and today, you know what? It's Wednesday, May 27th. I have to give a shout out to my mother. It's her birthday today. So happy
Oh,
birthday,
yes.
Mom. I know she'll come across this on Facebook, so I want to tell her happy birthday. Hope you enjoy your day today.
That is awesome. What a nice son you are. Great job.
I'll
Well,
try.
tell us a little about yourself, maybe a little before real estate, all that good stuff, how you got to where you are today, the corner office overlooking the golf club.
You know what? Yes, this is a very nice office. Worked very hard for this office. But I mean, for those of you who don't know, I go by Jae Pierce. I come from a very extensive, music background. Come from a very heavy medical family. Who practice very heavily in the medical field. They still give me a lot of back and forth with that, why I didn't go into the medical field. But they're happy with my choices and where I am now. Um, I am I am in my seventh year of real estate here in Scottsdale. Team lead. I have four people on my team: Terrell, Sheeta, Christy, and my newer agent Aquan. It's been a good year so far, and we're really ramping up this summer. So man, it's been good. But you know what, Rick? I'm gonna say this. Enough about me. Everyone, they might know me. Rick, how about you introduce yourself? How about we give Rick the spotlight? How often do we give
Oh,
Rick the
man.
spotlight to tell us about Rick? Tell us about how well you have done and how you got to this space that you're in now.
Well, that's a very interesting question. I will answer you quickly. I've been doing this 41 years. Got my license in 1985. I was 19 years old. My first full time year, I was 20. I was rookie of the year. I started selling because, what's really interesting, Jay, is I did I didn't even have a credit card back then. They didn't give credit cards to 20-year-olds back then, right? It was like a when you had a credit card, that was like a major deal, right? So I didn't
Uh
have
huh.
credit. I couldn't spend any money on my business, so I got used to the phone almost instantaneously, and I started following a system, mostly Mike Ferry. I did listen to Floyd Wickman and a few others, but Mike Ferry was definitely my guy, and got involved with his coaching right away. And I won a couple awards. Remax of New England. I was number one in 1993 with 113 closed, and then I did 151 the next year. But I wasn't with Remax. I was on my own.
You
Then,
you did 150 sales in 1 year.
yeah, me and two people on my team. I had two people on my
Uh
team,
huh.
but with the year I did 113, I only had one assistant. That was my most efficient year ever in real estate. I did 113 closings. I
Hold
was
on. I
Remax
don't
of
have the button for that. Where's the Paul? Where's the clap button for that? Like, come on, that is
exactly.
huge.
Thank you.
I don't care what market
Thank you.
that's in. That is amazing, man, my man.
Well, thank you, man.
This
I
is why we
appreciate
all
it.
listen to you.
I appreciate it. Well, I did land. Look at, okay, so just to give you an idea, that
Uh
year, I
huh.
remember this like it was yesterday. My biggest sale, no, my smallest sale was $18,500 mobile home.
Uh
Okay.
huh.
And they bought a $212,000 new construction from me. And I think my highest
Okay.
sale that year was two and a quarter. My lowest one was 18.5. I had a bunch of lots at 39.9. I had condos at 79. I had, so my average sale price then was 138, dude. 138,000.
Man,
So you
I'm
had to sell a
I'm
whole
just
bunch
thinking
of them.
about managing 113 transactions. That is ridiculous. This
Yeah.
is why you vacation as much as you do now.
Well, I've always vacationed, dude. I will tell you a quick story that when I started in real estate, okay, so I was young and I started doing and making decent money right away. And I developed a game that I don't think I've ever told you the story. I called it Vacation Roulette. Did I tell you the story?
You didn't talk to me because I just
Okay.
developed something that I recognize works well for me with a vacation. But go ahead, tell me. I've never heard vacation roulette. Okay.
So I started, 1985. By 1990, I was doing pretty well. 92, 93, I was doing very well, and I was working my butt off. Right, I was still
Uh-huh.
single. So what I would do is there was no internet. I know, calm down. There was no internet
There
then.
was no what?
No internet, exactly. Internet didn't come
No.
into real estate until my ninth and 10th year. Really didn't get crazy till the 11th or 12th. So picture selling real estate with no internet. People used to drive signs. Anyway, so if you wanted to go on a vacation, then you had to call a
Mhm.
travel agency. So I would call the
Oh,
travel
okay. I've heard
agency,
about those.
and yeah, exactly. They used to be on street corners, and so you would call, and they would sell packages, right? So I would call
Uh-huh.
them, and because I could leave on a moment's notice, I'd say, after I put in about 5, 6, 10 weeks of work, I would say, okay, I would call four of them, and I'd go, okay,
Hmm.
hey Jay, they got to know me. Hey, it's me again. I can leave as early as Friday, and it's like Tuesday. I can leave as early
Hmm.
as Friday. I want to go for about a week. What's your best deal? They would go, where do you want to go? Surprise me, I would say. Surprise me. So I went to Spain twice like this. I went to England like this. I went to Cancun 5 star like this because they would have a few seats left and they would discount them at half price or sometimes less just to get rid of them. Now with the internet, it's totally different. But back then, so that called it vacation roulette. I didn't. I know I made a call on Tuesday, but I didn't know sometimes till Thursday night or Friday where I was leaving Friday night or Saturday morning for 5 days or a week. I never went more than a week though. But that was my little
I mean,
game I used to play.
that's actually really cool. That allows you to go and see other places. Because I get stuck on saying, "Oh, I want to go do this. Oh, I want to go do this," but Vegas is still right there. Like going to Vegas is still very easy, and I can be in any place in Vegas. I can be in Egypt at the pyramid. I can be in Italy at the gondola. I could be, like I can be in Hollywood at Planet Hollywood. I get all the restaurants I need. There's no times, and I get to smoke cigars and have drinks all over the strip. So I get it. But wait, how are you selling real estate without doing TikToks? I didn't think you could do real estate without doing the
Well,
dances and the TikToks. I mean,
well,
right? You can't do that, right?
if you haven't noticed, I'm very, very light skinned, so I can't dance. So I'm not doing TikToks, but I'm doing some things. But well, anyway, so that year I did 113. I got a decent amount of publicity for that. So Mike Ferry asked me to be a part-time one-on-one coach, and within 3 years, because of my average sale price, at first it was very it was a very good job for me, and I loved doing it. Coaching, I was one of the first five one-on-one coaches for Mike Ferry in 1995, 96 area.
Okay.
And then I eventually went into it full time all the way to 2003. And then 2003, I went back out listing, selling, even building and developing. And then the crash came of 2007 and 8. I decided to move. And that's when I moved to San Diego first. I hooked back up with Mike Ferry then. And then he,
Hmm.
he hired me to come here to Las Vegas to be a senior coach. And by senior, I mean experienced, not old. Right. And that's how I met that's how I met Mark Stark. Someone said, "You got to call this guy Mark Stark." So I did. I met with Mark about 3, 4 times. And then when Warren Buffett decided to buy Prudential and turn it into Berkshire Hathaway, I'd already met with Mark. I'm like, okay, there's a winning
Makes
combination.
sense.
And
Yep.
then I've
Yeah.
been here now. My 12th year anniversary is next month. So there's my story in a nutshell. But thank you for asking because almost nobody does.
Right. Look, I'm gonna say, another round of applause for the great Mark Stark. We
Thank you.
all
Thank
we
you.
all love
Mark,
Mark. If
it
you
was
run
great
into
seeing
him,
you at
tell
the
him I said
convention.
hi.
Oh, I will, and it was great seeing him at the convention too. Now he's like, his. When I talked to him, I've been to lunch with him a couple of times since he's retired, and his job is working out. And so I'm like,
Uh-oh.
that's very good. Yep, that's what he considers his job. So he works out. He's got a bunch of stuff going on personally. He's a great guy. I learned a lot from him, and now we've
He's
got
amazing.
the Troy thing going. So and now Aldo's on, and so everything's good, my man.
That's,
Everything's good here.
that's good. Tell Troy I said hi as well, man. The thing I love about like Mark, even with the small time I got to be around him, I can text Mark right now, and I mean, Jay, how's it going, man? He's all around good guy. Like that's the one thing I love about Berkshire. Every time in any of the upper management I've been around, I love them. Like I said, built a relationship with Troy and Mark and JT, yourself, Christina. I genuinely, that is the biggest thing that keeps me around is, I think our leadership, what you guys have done, how you guys have always, been able to help me and give me, like, anytime I ask you guys for any words of wisdom, any ideas about how to continue to grow my business, you guys have never let me down, given me every, hey, these are the secrets I know, use them to the best of your ability.
Yeah,
So
and
I always
I
thank you
really
guys for that.
appreciate that. It's a blast to have people as intuit and as business savvy. But I want you to take them a little through. You started in music and that was going well. You got a
Hmm.
record. Tell them all about that. Then you segue. You were on Curtis's team. I mean, your story
Yeah.
is pretty awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people don't a lot of people don't recognize, or I guess I didn't recognize how much what I did musically helps me today. Um, when I started out musically, I started out local, before we got on, before we got any type of publicity, before we met with Warner, before any of that, it was pretty much me. I started by myself. Then I ended up meeting, my manager Jaime. Then we ended up meeting, my publicist, Colin, and we grew from there. My DJ. Okay, funny story. This is how getting a team still makes the whole system works. As we're going around, I meet with the radio stations. It's hand-to-hand combat. The reason my business cards, people say your business cards are so nice, I want to do the digital. I still am a fan of hand-to-hand combat. And being able to go to people and shake their hand face to face and give them something to walk away with to remember you, is still huge. The brand, the marketing, some way for them to remember you is probably, to me, still the biggest thing in this business. That is how the suit guy came about. Was, how am I going to make sure people remember me? I did the exact same thing in music. When I got my first little check, I spent it on this chain, which it was real diamonds, but it was horrible quality diamonds. I had this big chain that said JE. Literally, that was my nickname, was my rap name, JAE, and then it had another E in yellow diamonds right below it. It was like wearing a name tag, right? But it was wearing a name tag and part of the uniform for what we were doing. It had the jewelry. It was flashy. It was able to get your attention. And guess what? You're not gonna forget me when you see me. Oh, how would you forget a guy that has a chain that says his name? Like,
Right.
you're literally wearing a name tag. It's like when we go in
Diamonds.
conference. Yes, like, come on, you just don't forget that. But we built our rounds there. We started, we built relationships with the radio stations here, with Bootleg Kev and Tino Cucino and so many people that now still in the industry are really, really big at what they do. Some of the records I did records with E40, rest in peace, DMX, Nate Dogg, rest in peace him as well. Huey, Mike Jones. So I did records with them. I did tours with them. I had been around them, and I kind of just utilized every time that I would do a record with them or do a tour with them. I would utilize that to market myself even more. Hey, we got something going on. Who do we reach out to? Make sure they know we have this going on. Funny, because I was gonna say my old DJ, DJ EC Rock, Ernie. Shout out to Ernie. Um, Amazing DJ. Our show set. I still don't think, personally, I don't think anyone can touch me on a live stage. I just don't think anyone can put on a show better than I can. I could be biased, but I think I'm really good at that portion of entertaining. But EC is now one of the head of marketing for Rafi. And for those of you who don't know who Rafi is, if you come to Arizona, you will know exactly who Rafi is as soon as you touch down. He does guerrilla marketing. I'm talking about, there's a billboard of this man everywhere, and he's a lawyer. But billboard of him everywhere, every stop. He's on radio. He's on TV. If he hasn't made it to Las Vegas, I would be surprised, because I'm sure you'll start seeing some billboards out there soon, Rick. So let me know if you see a Rafi billboard.
I recognize the name Rafi. Yes.
Yeah, it became very marketable. But transitioning from there, how I got my start into real estate, I remember I was working for Wells Fargo. I was in the banking industry. I was selling merchant devices. And I was making good money there, but was just looking to grow. I was looking to grow. I wanted to do something else, and I had thought of real estate years ago. And what made me revisit it was my wife was pregnant, and we were having our second kid. And for those of you who don't have kids, they're very expensive. And I recognized I need to make more money. I need to make more money. The money I was making now is good for for a family of three. Now I have a family of four. So I need to make more money. And like everyone else, I was like, oh, I can make a lot of money in real estate and, control my own schedule and, the whole nine. And while while I was at Wells Fargo, I would go to work and I'm studying for my real estate test. I went through that whole process. I would work overtime and I'm still in there with my real estate book. Took the test. I failed. I tell a lot of people this. I failed the school test twice. Took me 3 times to pass it. The state test, I passed it on the first time, and boom, they're like, "Congratulations, you're a real estate agent." I knew Curtis from high school, and me and Curtis, we played basketball together, so we were friends then. He went to college in Colorado. I went to school here. We kind of went apart, and then came back together around that time, recognizing that we liked all the same things. We like watches, sports and things. So I reached out to him. I reached out to Curtis and said, "Hey, I'm looking to get into real estate. Where can you guide me?" He's like, "Come meet with me." We met at PF Chang's. He took me to PF Chang's though. Come on, he could have taken me somewhere better than that, especially with how well I did. But you know what? That's a conversation I need to have for him later. Took me to PF
Right.
Chang's and we had a conversation, and I was like, you know what? I'm ready to go. And I got on his team, and I jumped out the gate very quickly. I didn't know how well I was doing because to me, I'm seeing people, selling 20, 25, 30 million in real estate. I think my first year ended up doing like 6.5 million, 7 million. And I'm like, I'm not doing enough. And I think it was a young lady, I think Trisha Miller someone in a back office one time came up to me and said, "Do you know how well you're doing?" I was like, "No, I don't." She was like, "You're doing really well." I had no idea. And then I started to pay attention. And then from there, I have this competition with myself of trying to be better than next year, be better than last year. So I just kept pushing from there. And I mean, and me and Curtis really, when I was with the Mitchell Group, loved them completely. Me and Curtis still really, really good friends, Papa Mitch. But we really built and grew that team to where we were consistently getting, Chairman Circle Platinum. We got close to Diamond twice, but we didn't get to it. But after that, it was kind of me, branching off and kind of starting my own thing. And I went and started the advisory, and been growing it and building it ever since.
Yeah, the advisory. You guys are doing great. So yeah, I remember when you were on Curtis's team. I remember he used to mention you on the calls, and then I met you, and then you went on your own, and
Yep.
so it's the way it was a good transition. You guys helped each other really. I mean, you helped him get in, but you helped the team out. You did a lot of business on the team, so
Yeah.
it was good for
Yeah.
both of you actually, and you're good buddies still. And the reason now, tell everybody why he has two blown Achilles and you don't when you play basketball. Go
Because
ahead, tell
Curtis
him.
never played defense. And both times he hurt his Achilles, he was playing D. I said, "Curtis, we're in our 30s now. You know what we don't do? Play defense. If he's going to score on you, you just need to make sure you outscore him. We don't play
I
defense,
remember
okay?"
you. I remember you telling him that when he blew his first one out. He goes, "Curtis, it's because you play defense. This is not professional basketball. We're in a."
Yeah.
It's so funny, but
We do
then he
not
ended
play
up.
defense at this age.
Then he cured it, and a year and a half later, he did it again because he was playing
Again,
defense.
yep, the exact same. And I was like, "Man, look, it's time to hang it up, brother." Now it scares me. Anytime I go play basketball, I'm like, "Look, it's half court, and I'm staying right here." Because I'm like, it's like I feel like I don't feel like people were tearing their Achilles like this in the 90s. I don't feel like this was a thing in the 90s. All of a sudden, it's like everyone is tearing Achilles. So I'm like, knock on wood. Stay safe out there, Rick.
I don't play. The craziest I get is the elliptical dude. Okay, so I don't. But I do ski. But I don't
See,
ski past
hey, you
mine.
know what?
But I've been doing it since I was 3. I've been skiing. It's like walking to me.
Really? Okay, I need to. It's time for me to take up a new sport. It's really time for me to get. You know
You
what?
have
It's
those
time for
numbers.
me to swing these clubs.
I was
It's
going to say
time.
you have a shiny set of clubs in your office that look like I don't know if they're ready for the museum, but they haven't been used yet.
They have not been used yet. My dad got them for me like my like I want to say 4 or 5 years ago for my birthday, got me some custom clubs. He's like, look, here's your entry level clubs. You know, they're long enough for you so you can, but see how you feel about it. And I was like, yes, I have lessons. I have lessons at the PGA store, and I have not taken them just because I'm like I've been so focused on kind of growing the business, and I've been seeing it like work. I'm obsessed with it right now. Like I'm obsessed with that growth that I honestly don't take enough time to really like do kind of what I used to enjoy doing. I'll smoke a cigar and have a drink every now and again, but I'm like outside of that, I'm either in the office or I'm home.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is. You're building it, man. You're building it up and you're doing a great job. So, and I know you're a very goal oriented person. So tell them, what is your goal for you and the team for this year? Like what do you see yourself doing?
So my goal, which we are very much on track for, my goal this year is 25 mil. And I mean, that's my personal goal. For the team, I pushed up to 35, but my personal goal is 25. I'm like, I want to make sure that again that I lock in, that I can continue to grow, that I can continue to lead by example. And like I said, I tell everyone on my team, I say, look, I never want to be one of those leaders that just tell you to go do this, go do this. Like, no, I'm gonna pick up the phone. I'm gonna pick up the phone and dial too. You can come in here. You will see me cold calling as well. I still think that is one of the gold mines here. In this business, I live and die by the Jordan Belfort saying. You know, if you're broke right now, pick up the phone, start dialing. If you're not having a good time, if your credit cards are behind, pick up the phone, start dialing. I promise you, I promise you, if you just consistently do it, if you consistently do it, you'll get better and it will pay off. Pick up the phone. This is a contact sport. The more people you can get in contact with, the more deals you can do. If you did 100 deals and you want to do 200 deals, how many calls did it take? Or how many people did you contact to do 100? If you have to contact 1,000 to do 100, well, guess what? To do 200, you're going to have to contact 2,000. Or you're going to have to find a way to get better, get your closing ratio better. Any way that you can get that to work is going to be the best way to I think you can start to build and really get the muscle memory for this business.
Smile, dial, make a pile. That's what we say,
Yes,
right?
my man. Yep, that is
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's. I'm glad you said that because it is. It's like an art form. Yeah, you can do social media and that helps, and you can do
Hmm.
digital marketing, and you can do direct mail, and you can do all kinds of stuff. But everything works better. Like, let's say you're direct mailing to a neighborhood.
Hmm.
If you direct mail and you call them, 1,000% better. If you have
Hmm.
social media and not only do you converse with them, you also call them. Hey, I saw your son graduated from college. Congratulations! That's so awesome, right? You do all that stuff with your sphere and you grow it. And I would recommend, I know I'm a company guy, but neighborhood reports, newsletters right out of the VAC, that digital marketing
Hmm.
is incredibly good. And you build your own killer network by calling and digital and mailing and social media. I mean, it's really not that complicated. I didn't say it was easy, but it's not that complicated.
It's one of my favorite lines someone told me was, it's it's hard, but it's simple. It's
Yeah,
simple. It's the same thing. Like it's like working out.
yeah,
Like I could specifically, like you can get a trainer and a trainer will tell you, hey, this is what I want to look like. And this is what I want to look like. They'll tell you how long it's going to take you to do that, what you need to do, what you need to eat, what workouts you need to do. And if you just go and do it, it'll happen. It just takes time. And
yeah.
we live in an era right now where like patience is not a thing. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time. We're on social media. Everyone is posting their success. No one posts their failures. And I'm telling you, in this business, there's failures every day. I might start doing a failure of the week. Like what didn't go
It's a
right
great
this week?
idea.
What didn't go right this week? Because there's always something that didn't go right this week. And sometimes it hurts more than the others. There's sometimes look, you know what? I'm going to lay down for today. Today, let me just recover from that. I'll feel what it is there. And then I go right back the very next day. My best analogy I like to use is I look at the week as a 7-day basketball series. You don't have to win every day to win the series, right? We have 7 days. You just got to win 4 of them. Just win
Right.
4 of them. that there you go. If you can win 4 of them, if you can get up and stay focused, get your dials, work out, whatever it is you need to do that continues to grow the business, you consistently do that 4 days out of the week on a consistent basis. I promise you, you'll get a ring.
I think the Suns need to hire you to come in and do a motivational talk for them.
They reached out to me. Unfortunately, now they got me too late. They can't afford me now. They can't afford me.
Oh, I love it. All right. Before we go here, I got to hear it. You're 3. Okay, so I'm an agent. I'm new. I
Mhm.
want to come out of the pot, or I'm an agent wants to take it to the next level. What would you tell them the 3 most important things to focus on are, please?
Your 3 things you got to focus on. The first thing is focus on being consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent instead of motivated. Because once you're motivated for only so long. And then, the next week you're not as motivated. But if you can be consistent, I heard somebody say this, if you can be comfortable with being bored, if you can be comfortable with being bored, meaning doing the boring things, because doing the
Yeah.
boring things is what's going to get you to that next level. Um, be curious. Be curious. Don't wait for someone to tell you what to do. Be curious. Find out. Find answers to the questions you have with ChatGPT and Claude and the internet. You can find whatever you need to find online.
So
Okay,
true.
it's great to have someone to talk to you, but if no one's there, figure it out. Literally, ask ChatGPT, how do I build a sustainable real estate business? Ask it the questions that you need to do. Be curious. That's my number two thing. Be curious. Find out what it is you don't know. Find out new things. Be creative and find a way to make things work for you. And my third thing is, remember, it only takes one yes. No matter how many no's you hear, it only takes one yes. You're going to hear a lot of no's in this business. We work in a business to where majority of the time, the only time we consider it winning is when we close a deal. There's 365 days out of the year. I guarantee you, not many agents, very few agents are closing a deal every day.
Right.
So you're going to
I
hear a
love
lot
it.
of no's. You're going to hear a lot of no's.
Yeah.
You're going to,
Think
and
about
this is
think
strictly
about
for
it.
new agents.
Think about it.
What you said?
If you do what you just said and you get one yes a week, right? That's 50 appointments. And if on 50, it's
Mm-hmm.
52 actually. And if you get
Mm-hmm.
only half of them, that's 26 deals in a year. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. And 26
26
deals
deals
in a
in a
year,
year.
you can make a good living at our average price point.
Well, 26 deals a year gets you to your goal, right? With your average sale price. Boom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Pretty
does. It
close
does.
anyway. What is your average
So yeah,
sale
no,
price now?
my average sales price this year, I have a big one to get ready to close. It's about 800K.
Yeah.
So
That is
so after
dynamite. When
after
I
a few of these big listings, they'll probably shoot over to hopefully up to a mil too. But we're working.
Yeah, you're working. I love it. I love it. Philip will be proud.
Thank you. You know what? I talked to my man Philip on the daily. You see the look on his face. He's focused. He stays focused. He doesn't let anything distract him from the path. He stays focused. So that I try to live with that same motif, to stay focused, stay locked in, and always be hunting.
I love it. I love it. It's true, and that's what it is in real estate. The old saying, "You eat what you kill," and that's you're an independent
Yep.
contractor, right? You're a solo entrepreneur,
Yes.
and it's all
Philip has a
about
buddy
knowing
too.
what you're doing. Look at this.
You didn't see
Wow,
we got a 3D Philip here. Yeah.
Philip,
Amy.
Philip
Amy.
has his own bobblehead doll. I love it.
Yeah. He's branching out. Amy got me that for my birthday. Thank you so much, Amy Williams. Somebody walked by one time and he called it, because he's seen a picture, he calls it the Lion's Den. I was like, you know what? Yes. I love that. You come in
It's
here, you better be a lion. We we
well,
we're we we are hunting every day.
she has an animal pelt on her wall too, so perfect.
She does. She does. She does. And Amy
Uh,
is a beast at what she does. She is really
oh,
good.
sure. I just talked to her this morning. She's great. She's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, she is. She was rookie of the year before, like the year I seen Amy's picture in the office, my first full year. She was the rookie of the year, and I was like, oh, I want that. I want that. And I was the first. I hadn't even met Amy, but I seen she had a big picture because she was a rookie of the year. And she is an amazing agent, a great friend, and like I said, her office is right across from mine, so I could see her at any time whenever she comes in.
Because we know there's a lot of glass in that building.
There is so much glass in this building. If you see me, I've been trying to stay locked in and not wave to people as they're walking by.
Right, I
Like every
noticed.
time
I know.
someone
I know.
walks
And
by,
it's tough.
it's
Well,
very tough.
plus,
I'm gonna have
plus,
to put some privacy film or something.
we have to mention that anywhere in Scottsdale, all you have to do is look up, and when you see the American flag, that is the largest flag, largest American flag west of the Mississippi, okay, flying
I
above your
heard that.
building. Huh? It is.
I heard it is so big. Pause. It is so big. It's almost obnoxious. I love it. Like I love
Yeah,
it. I'm like, you can see that flag from anywhere in North Scottsdale. I was like,
you sure can.
that was genius. That was great marketing.
It's better than the pointy thing over there. What's that thing called? Looks like a
The little
spearhead.
blue, I have no idea. Right at the corner of Scottsdale and Frank Lloyd Wright. The blue thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I have no idea what it's called. You only know what that is because you always fly in through the private airport, which is right there. So I get
Right.
it.
Well, I
You
have a
know,
couple times.
one
Not,
day,
not
Rick.
recently.
One day, Rick. I have a couple times. Look,
Hey, come on. We are corporate owned
come
now,
on, my
baby.
man.
All right. Well, hey, any final words you want to leave these lovely people before we go, my man?
Nothing at all, man. I appreciate you. I
Appreciate
want to
you.
make sure everybody, everyone have a good Wednesday. Remember, we just got to win 4 days, 4 out of the 7. That's it. So everyone have a good day. Rick, it's always a pleasure, my man.
Same here, my man. Thank you very much. I love your attitude. I love the way you look at it and your discipline. Keep up the great work. Keep it going. And you know what? Use those clubs once in a while. Okay. Thank you.
I am. I am. I promise you, as soon as I'm out there, I will send you a picture. I'm like, it
You'll
doesn't
be
feel
with
comfortable, but I'm here.
with the way you are, you get out there and you start playing a little bit, you'll become obsessed about golf just like you are about your business, and it'll good to have a good obsession outside of that real estate, because it's good to have a couple ones, and your family, of course, but you'll have a good little sports
Yes.
obsession.
Yes. Very
And you
true.
can't.
Yes. And that's what I'm hearing.
I've never heard of anybody blowing an Achilles playing golf. There you have it.
That is true. That is true. Well, you know what?
Look, look at
Let's make sure I'm
look
not
at.
the
Let me give
first.
you. I'm going to give you a golf lesson right now. You ready? The ball is not moving. Right? The ball's
You
not
know what?
moving.
There you go.
No one's trying to kill you to get it from you, rugby, football.
That's a plus.
No one's trying to steal it from you, like in basketball. You don't have to dribble it. It's not even moving. All you have to do is hit it
You just got to
with a
hit it.
club. That's right.
Yeah,
Now, it
400
sounds
and some
easy.
odd feet. That still sounds harder than any sport I ever played.
The ball's only this big, too. Remember that. It's very small.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So
All
it's
right,
like,
my man. Well, thank
but
you
you know
very
what?
much.
All right, my man. Have a good
Go ahead,
one.
I cut you off. What were you going to say?
No, no, no. I was just saying, when I get out there, I'll make sure I let you know. And that is going to be on my vision board to get out there
Hey,
this
listen,
year.
came in to say hi.
Is it the man, the myth, the legend? What's up, Trey?
I was
How are
just
you,
wondering
buddy?
if you could hear Rick. I was wondering if you could hear Rick okay, because I could barely hear him 4 doors down.
You can't hear him at all?
And my door's closed.
Gosh.
And my
dude,
door's closed.
It's awful. It's
Look,
awful.
you know
Yeah.
what?
I can
One
coach
day,
every day.
one day you're going to have me and Rick in the same office, and we'll see who's the loudest.
Just a little bit.
Jeez. Oh, dear
Here you go.
Lord. No.
Hey, listen. He'll bring Philip, too, right there. See Philip?
Hey, when are you coming up, dude? I know you threaten to come up here sometimes.
You know what's funny? I was up there. Beginning of April. I'm looking to come out there what is this? End of June. You know what? I'm making sure I reach out to you because I'm gonna say, you know what? You've always told me that when you come out to Vegas, hit me up. We're gonna go and have a drink. I'm gonna try to make one of y'all. I know Rick will smoke a cigar with me, and no, we're doing it. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
We're doing it. We're going to 8 Lounge.
Good. Well, partner, I remember your pops was up here one time, and I had a schedule conflict, and I couldn't meet him. But if you bring him up here again, I'd be happy to meet him, and it'd be an honor. So.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, we come out there a lot. Better yet, too, Rick, if you can edit out that 8 Lounge statement. They're not paying us for promo, so I don't. We're not doing anything for free. We're not doing it for free anymore, Rick. We're not doing it for free.
This is live. There's no editing, but yeah, I'll try.
It's not live. There's editing. All right, buddy. Good to see you, man.
Have a good one, man. Good to see you
All right,
guys.
Jay, thank you.
Bye bye.
I will see you. Bye.